everyone, welcome back to justlaravel.com. I'm back with another video. Here in this video, I'm going to tell you how to add Tailwind CSS to your Laravel applications. With the latest release of Laravel 8, you are no longer able to use Bootstrap by default. In the earlier Laravel versions, we used to get Bootstrap by default, Vue.js by default, but in the latest releases, they're not packed with these things. We need to install whatever we want. So here, I'm going to install a Laravel 8 plain application and I will add Tailwind CSS to it, and I'll also give a sample application. So I'll go into my computer here and start with the project. Let's get started. Hello guys, I'll open my command prompt. I'm in my folder. I'll create a new Laravel project with the command Laravel new, and I will name it as Tailwind CSS Laravel. I'll just create a new project. It's creating an application for me. So guys, the application is ready. So now let's build something amazing, as the Laravel application says. So first I'll go into my folder, Tailwind CSS Laravel. So this is the one I have created. I'll go into my folder and I will run PHP artisan serve to check whether the application is installed successfully or it's running correctly. So that I'll just check it. So this is the default Laravel 8 welcome file. All this is coming from welcome.blade.php file. This is the default Laravel 8 installation screen. So that means our Laravel application is installed successfully. So now let's begin with Tailwind. So here, first I need to install Tailwind. So we can install Tailwind in many ways. As I'm using here Laravel package and there is a package.json, I can use npm. I can install it with npm install Tailwind CSS. I can also use yarn. If I'm using yarn as a package manager, I can use yarn. And other thing is you can also use it as a CDN, but which is not suggested at all. With CDN, you will lose many of these features coming with Tailwind CSS. So I prefer not to use CDN and only use either npm or yarn. So I'll use npm here. So I'll just close this. I will run npm install Tailwind CSS. So this will install Tailwind in my Laravel application. So Tailwind CSS has been installed. We have installed it using npm install. Now it's added to our node modules, so that I can use those Tailwind CSS in my Laravel application. So I have already installed this. So now what I will do is I'll just import this Tailwind CSS into Laravel. So I'll go into my application. I'm using Sublime text editor here. You can use any text editor or any IDE you wish. This is the default Laravel project. So here in my public, not in public, here in resources, CSS app.css, this is an empty file. So here I will import this Tailwind CSS here. So this is the main file. We'll use this in Laravel mix later. So what I'll do is I'll import Tailwind components like Tailwind base. This is a base, and Tailwind components and Tailwind utilities. So I'll save this. So we have imported Tailwind CSS. So the next step is to generate a config file for this Tailwind CSS. Like you see here, there are some config files for for Composer, for Webpack. So here there will be one more file for Tailwind.css. For Tailwind CSS, I'll just generate it now. So I'll open my terminal again. Here, let me just clear once. So here I'll write npx Tailwind init. So if I run this command, it will generate me a config file. So it says created Tailwind config file, tailwind.config.js. So here you can see it's already ready here. Tailwind.config.js file. Here we can if you want to do any modifications, like you can here extend, we can write some we can write something some extensions like or some custom features here in this file. But here in this application, I'm not going to touch any of it. I will leave it by default as it is. Next, so I have installed Tailwind, imported Tailwind into Laravel, and also created a config file for Tailwind. So now what I will do is I will add this to Laravel. Like there is a Laravel mix. This is the main file. So here I will add Tailwind to Laravel mix in this file. So this is by default. It mixes this CSS from app.css and moves it to public CSS. Here there is a folder in public CSS. Actually, when I compile this, it will create a new folder here in public CSS and it will create app.css file there. So whatever I write here, it will be seen in this public.css file. I need to tell Laravel to use Tailwind. So for that, I will tell Laravel that Tailwind is required. So I said this Tailwind CSS is required. So for that, I also need to import that Tailwind CSS here. Constant Tailwind CSS equal to require Tailwind CSS like this. So here note that we are using plain CSS. I'm not using any preprocessor. I'm not using any preprocessors like Sass or less. So that so I'm writing here like this. If you are using any other preprocessors, there will be a little change in this configuration where we do here instead of post CSS, you'll have some Sass compilations or less compilations here. As I'm using plain CSS, I'll just need to add this required here and also import and also add this constant here. So next step, I need to build Laravel assets. As I said, there will be a file generating in public CSS. So for that, I need to mix this. I have made some configurations to webpack.net. So it will mix us. So it will generate us some public files, CSS or JS. Here in this case, we are only doing for CSS. So let me run Laravel mix command. So for that, I just need to install npm. I need to run npm install and npm run so that all these things will be combined. So all these things will be unified, and then we can start using this Tailwind CSS in our application and create a sample app. So let me run npm install and npm run. So here I'm in my folder. I'll run npm install. So npm is already previously installed when I run the commands that has been installed. So it has not been installed anything now. So now let me run this application. Previously I used to serve using npm PHP artisan serve. So we'll continue that PHP artisan serve, but I will also run this npm run watch. There are other options called npm run dev. What happens when we run npm run dev? When any change is made, we need to again run this npm run dev. So if you run npm run watch, it will automatically catch the changes and it will build for us. So I'll run this npm run watch. So it's saying it will need some additional dependencies. So it will automatically install that. I don't need to do anything. It will install them. So it gives us this command. It also shows a pop-up Laravel mix build successful. So as you see this CSS app.css, CSS app.js, we can see these files in this public folder. As I said, it will automatically generate some files. So this is a public CSS file. This will be served to the application, and this is JS file. This JS file will be served to the application. So generally, we don't edit any in these files. Public files, we only consider editing in this app.css file and app.js file. So now I will open up my terminal, another another window, and I will run PHP artisan server. So let me refresh this. Basically nothing will change because I haven't done anything. It just builds, it just took this Tailwind CSS into this application. So now I'll use some Tailwind components. It says Tailwind CSS documentation says it's a utility first component. It's a utility first framework. Like in Bootstrap and all, if you use a button, by default it is the same button for in every application. For every application, you can customize, but by default the button look and feel is the same. But with Tailwind you can customize your button in like you wish, like you wish. So that's what Tailwind meant by utility first component. So I'll just open Tailwind CSS documentation and I'll grab some HTML there, and I will grab some HTML there and use it in our application. So this is the Tailwind CSS official documentation. So here it says some of the resources. I'll go to resources. So I'll go to components here. Here are some sample components. Here are some sample components. We can make use of this. We can click on. We can make use of this. So I'll grab some of this HTML into our application. So here in the demo application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my website. There is this website. This is my website, justtravel.com. This is in WordPress. By default, WordPress provides an API so that we can take the posts. Here are all the posts. I can take all the posts. I can take all these posts, the title, the headline, the description. I will take all this and I'll show in a grid view in my in the Laravel app which we are creating using Tailwind CSS. So the endpoint for the API is, so this is the endpoint for any WordPress website. If this API is unable, REST API thing is unable, you will see this. This is the endpoint, that is wp/wp/v2/post. I have this extension, JSON formatter extension in my Chrome. As I'm in incognito, it's not enabled. Let me just enable it. So this is the formatted JSON, guys. So it gives us these details. So here I'm interested in this. This is the title. I'll grab this title. I'll grab the URL, and there should be some description, short description. Except I'll capture this, and also the image, the featured image. So I'll capture all these 4 fields and I'll display them in a grid format using this Tailwind CSS. So let me start that. So this is our application. So here I'll close all the unnecessary files. So here I'll go to routes web.php, and here in routes web.php file, there's a major change in routing. The default way how you make the routes will not work in Laravel 8. Make sure you are aware of this feature. I have spent some half an hour to 1 hour debugging why my routes are not working when I was first running a Laravel 8 application. So default, let me show you in a practical way. So suppose if I create a route, I'll create route. So get, and I'll generally create like a get data. I'll give this a URL like get data, and generally I'll call a controller. Get data. Just so this is what I'm planning. So for this, what I generally do is I'll create a controller and create a method here in the controller. So let us do that. Addition controller, main controller. So controller has been created. So in app HTTP controllers, you will see this main controller. So I'll just do nothing, and I'll do a DD to print hi. So this works up to Laravel 7. This is not the way which will work in Laravel 8. So let me show that. I'll just run this again. I missed this semicolon. So I'll just run again. So it's running. I'll open my Laravel application. I go and run get data. That's the URI get data. Ma'am, you see this error. What is this error? You will see this error, and it says main controller does not exist. So when you see this, you might feel that there is some spelling mistake in controller, or there is some mistake in this namespace. I have to spend some half an hour to 1 hour debugging this, why it's not working. So Laravel 8 changed this. By default, it won't work like this. In the new Laravel 8, you don't need these quotations, and instead of this quotations, you have to keep these square brackets and tell this main controller class, pass a parameter called get data to this. This is how we write the root, and that is not it. Even this won't work. You need to import this main controller here. So if you're using so many controllers, then your web.php file may be too long with the imports itself. That's not there in the previous version. This change was made, and I feel many of them were surprised with this change. And I need to import this here, this main controller. So there are two major changes. One is to have to import this, and another one is to change in this second parameter of this get function or post or any other function. So here you have to give the controller name in class and the function name or the method name get data. So now it should work. So it's already running. I will open the, so I'll refresh this now. You see now I'm able to see this high. So that's the change. So make sure you are aware of this change. This is from Laravel 8 onwards. So now here, instead of this DD, I will call the API and get the data and pass it to this welcome.blade.php file. I'll use this HTTP. I'll import this HTTP. So using this, I'm going to call the API. This is how I'm going to call the API, guys. HTTP get, and this is a get call, and this is the URL which I just shown with all the data. So here in this get data function, I'll get the response, and I will extract this response body so that I can get the data, and I will pass it to the view. So I need to get the response body, and I need to JSON decode it, and I need to send this data to the view. Welcome. I will use welcome.blade.php file. I'll pass this data to that welcome file. So I'll return the view with data, and this is the data. You might be aware, if you're following this channel, I will mostly use this magic function. This magic function works like with data. That means we can use this variable after with. I mean the string or the characters after with we can use, but with a small letter. Like if I can like if I write something like test. So in the view welcome.blade.php file, I need to use it as $test, $ and small letter test. So this is how the magic functions work. This is called magic function. So that's how it works. So I'm just reverting it to data again. I'm saying this because you will be confusing this data, this variable data with this data I'm given here. This is independent. We can give anything here. You can give anything here. That it is not necessary to give data here. So now I'll delete all this. I don't need any style. I'm using Tailwind CSS. I'll remove all this. They are using some fonts. Let it be with the fonts. So here in the body, I'll use some Tailwind CSS components. I'll grab some components. I'll grab some Tailwind CSS HTML components. So I'll open Tailwind CSS docs and see for some grid structure. So these are Tailwind CSS docs, and down here I'll have something. I'll have something for grid. You can see there is grid template columns. So we can use this for specifying a grid layout. Here I need only to give these classes. Based upon these classes, corresponding HTML structure, it will give me this type of pattern, this type of grid structure. So this is also a responsive. So I'll take some of this templates here. As I said, I will be using this. I will not be touching this Tailwind config.js. If you want to change any default things like default grid template columns are responsive, if you want to add those, if you want to add hover and focus to that, you can directly go to this Tailwind config.js and modify there the default things. So I'm going to grab some of this grid structure and probably I'm going to show in this format itself, in this structure without this hover effect and all. I'm just going and I'll just use some basic grid structure with I'll show the image, I mean the featured image, the title, the description, also link to the and also link to the actual post. So I'll grab this title, I'll grab this link, title, excerpt, and this is the image for featured image. So I'll also grab this. So I grab this 4 things from this REST API. So I grab this 4 things from this REST API and show them in a grid format. So let me go into my application. So here in this controller, as you see, I pass this. So I'll run a for each loop. This is default blade for each $data as post and for each. Here for post name, I'll be using the post title rendered. So I'm just directly render using this interpolation and exclamation syntax. So this is for the post name. So this is for the excerpt, this is for the link, and this is for the featured image. So let me run this. Not yet pasted in Tailwind. I'm just checking to see whether this data is coming or not. So here, so you can see it came. This is a post name. This is the excerpt, and this is the link, and here this is a featured image. So that means you are getting all the data. So it fetched me all the data. I think it fetches up to 10 by default. If you don't do any pagination, to fetch up to 10. So I'm going to use those 10 itself. So this is the post name, this is the excerpt, this is the link, and this is the featured image. So all are coming. So let me start with, let me incorporate those Tailwind CSS components here. So I have grabbed some Tailwind CSS, guys. This is the heading. I'll use this M8 is for margin, text 3XL is for bigger text. This is the text color, and these are the div class. This is a for loop which I have already run. So flex I have used in flex. Flex is not from this Tailwind.css. Flex is not coming from Tailwind.css. Flexbox is another thing that's coming. That's the default CSS thing. I'll use this flex. I'll use this flex, and here I've used W1/3. It will show, that means it will show three in one row, 3 items in one row. And this is the featured image, and this is the basic alt I have got. I also need to let it be. So these are padding. Px means padding, py means padding on the x-axis and padding on the y-axis. This is font bold, and most of these classes are self-explanatory, and text and semi-bold, gray. So this is all the CSS I've grabbed from Tailwind.css documentation. So you can use any of these classes. You just need to add these classes, and just need to add these classes, and you will get the format you want. So this is the actual API, and this is the application. So let me refresh this now. So I'm not able to see the Tailwind grid. I think I have missed something. I'll open this. Oh yeah, I have forgot even to give this CSS file. This is the CSS file. I need to add this CSS file. That is from public apps, public CSS. This is from the resources. It will compile and it will send to public folders app.css. I need to include that CSS here. Only then this Tailwind CSS changes or any CSS changes will affect. So now I will save this and again refresh and see. So you see this, guys. This is the heading I gave. This is the grid format I have. I shows W1/3 the something classes I've applied. I've applied some classes. So based upon that, I'm able to see this. So this is the format. This is the image. This is the title, and this is the description. And there is also a link here. If I click it, it will go to the particular application, and it will go to the particular post. This Vue.js consumer app. If I click it, it is take me to that particular. It is take me to that particular post. So that's it, guys. This is how you add Tailwind CSS to your Laravel app. There are 5 simple steps. First step is to install Tailwind using npm install, and then you have to import those Tailwind by adding those commands. By adding these commands to your by adding or importing these commands to your app.css file. Then you need to generate this config file. Next step is to add Tailwind CSS to your Laravel, and finally you have to mix this, generate assets, and mix the Laravel and mix it using Laravel Mix. Then the Tailwind CSS will be ready in your application. After that, we can directly use those Tailwind CSS components here, classes like this, and it will show us the results we wanted, like this. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comments below. Hope you like the video, guys. If you like it, please consider subscribing to my channel justlaravel.com. I'll also post the code of this application just discussed in GitHub, and there will be also a blog post on this. I'll also post that link in the description, and also some other useful links for you, like some code suggestions and bundles. I'll post those links in the description, so make sure you are looking at the description too. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos on justlaravel.com. See you in the next video. Bye bye.